Man, there are more dolphins than we can shake a stick at out here. Ahoy, everybody! It is the 29th of June, a Tuesday morning, and we are at 3756 north and 7426 west. We're about 40 miles southeast of Ocean City, which I think is New Jersey. Is that New Jersey or Maryland? I can't remember. We have southwest winds, kind of about 8 to 10 knots. They fell light for a time early this morning, but they picked up again. So we got quite nice sailing out here. We got an easterly swell that's kind of rolling us, but apart from that, it's very pleasant sailing. So we're on our way to Maine here, and I was steering directly for Nantucket Light, and the plan is to go up north up the Great South Channel into the Gulf of Maine, and then then across the Gulf of Maine into Orr's Cove into Brunswick. Right now we've got a classic summer weather pattern, Bermuda high pressure, which is giving us just these nice gentle to moderate southwesterly winds. However, it looks like this weekend a low pressure system is going to foil my plans. So I think we are going to execute plan B. So instead of steering for Nantucket, I'm now steering for Montauk. And I think plan B is going to be assuming that this low pressure is going to form as forecast, which is basically going to give me northeasterly winds. Could get kind of brisk, kind of 20 to 30. So that's going to be brisk winds dead on the nose. I would like to avoid that. So plan B then is to go into Point Judith, which is about 250 miles from here. So we should be able to do that in 2 days and a bit. If these winds pick up as forecast, should be 2 days. And that's an easy place to get in and out of. You just anchor behind a big break wall. Oh, I hear the AIS. We got another ship somewhere. I'm resisting going into places like Block Island or Nantucket just because this is the July 4th weekend coming up, and I'm worried I won't be able to find a place to anchor. And it's just going to be crazy with boats. Now the kind of lousy weather might put a damper on that, but still, I don't want to try to work my way into one of these anchorages and then find there's almost nowhere to anchor, and and it's just a zoo. A lot of times, places like Block Island, I can remember even back when I was a kid, in the July 4th weekend, it would be, you'd have boats triple, quadruple rafting, and all you need is one good thunderstorm to come through, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Still go direct. It's contingent on what the weather forecast says. Anyway, I'm going to go check out. I don't see anybody, but I'm gonna check out why my AIS is going off here. I was woken from my slumber this morning by a sport fish that went roaring right by me. So anyway, I gotta go attend to this. We'll talk to you later. Take care, everyone. is Wednesday, the 30th of June. So I just put her through around the reefs. So now we got 2 reefs in the Maine and a reef in the staysail, because these winds are supposed to really pipe up. Knowing our luck, we're going to end up going down to 3 reefs. However, it looks like it's going to be short-lived though. So we're going to get 20 to 25, maybe some gusts up near 30 tonight, but then backing down to about 10 to 15 knots or so tomorrow. And then as we approach Montauk, actually these winds are going to come more westerly and get looks like dropping down to about 8 to 10 knots, so getting fairly light. So it's just a pulse of strong wind. So anyway, took some of the rags off of her so we don't get caught out here. We had a lot of wind last night, and now it is Thursday morning, July 1st, and so now the wind has pretty much left us. So I'm gonna go forward and we'll put all the canvas back on her. Wax on, wax off. So we approach Montauk and generally light southwesterlies with haze and patches of fog, which is classic summer weather on Narragansett Bay. You can find some old videos of the 12 meters off Newport, which they used to race in the America's Cup. And sometimes they would get in the fog and the tactician couldn't figure out where the weather mark was. This was, of course, before GPS. It's about 11 a.m. Friday, the 2nd of July. And I was hoping to make it to Tarpaulin Cove, but these northeasters are starting to pipe in now. It's about 15 knots. And so it came down to a decision. Tarpaulin Cove is 19 miles from where we're at, and it's just about a dead upwind beat. Point Judith is 20 miles and it's a close reach, so I'm tired. I'm going to Point Judith. I really don't feel like feeding to windward for 19 miles, which would probably take about 9 hours. And that's also considering I was going to meet up with a friend of mine in Tarpaulin Cove. But I might be able to go to Tarpaulin Cove tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. But that's sailing. And your social calendar has to take a back seat to the weather when you're sailing. Because if the wind is just thwarting you, then you're going to do, you know, you just got to do what the wind is allowing you to do. More caffeine will be necessary. It's typically making landfall in a sleep-deprived state. You can see these big southeasterly swells rolling in. And I have plenty of wind, but it always makes me nervous approaching the seaward side of a break wall with these big swells crashing up on it. There's still some surge inside, but it's sheltered enough to anchor for a night or two. Well, ahoy everyone. It is the 2nd of July 2021. We are anchored in the Harbor Refuge in Point Judith. And so far not too bad in anchorage. There's some surge in here. I'm not anchored in the normal spot, which is up in the southwest corner of the breakwall. That's where you'll get the least amount of swell. And the reason for that is because we have these brisk northeast winds, so I really don't like having that breakwall right to leeward of me. So anyway, so this past 36 hours has just been a ton of fun. We had, well, yesterday as we approached Montauk, the winds just went light and variable. And then for a time we were becalmed and haze off just south of Montauk. And then we had about 2 hours of lightning, thunder and lightning storms and downpours. The thunderstorms didn't have a whole lot of wind in it, but still had all this lightning around, so that was fun. And then the wind piped up from the southwest last night, and we were roaring across Block Island Sound, Narragansett Bay. Had to put 2 reefs in her. It was a good 20 knots of wind. And then this morning it went calm again, but we still had this big swell, so we're rolling, the sails are slatting. And then the northeasterlies came in, and I was going to go to Tarpaulin Cove, but that got nixed because these northeasterlies. I couldn't make it there before the northeasterlies. So here we are. So anyway, we'll figure out what the plan is next. Tentatively, it looks like maybe Monday to go to Vineyard Haven. There's a Stop and Shop there to get some groceries. And then hopefully the weather will be all right then to take out through the Great Round. So head out through the Great Round Shoal Channel into the Great South Channel, and then we hang a left and head northwest to Maine. So that's the plan. So I'll use my time to do some small repairs. I noticed the stitching had worked out on the mainsail where the lower shroud rubs against it. So we'll put that to rights. Well, just belt and suspenders here. I'm going to go out the west entrance of Point Judith rather than the southeast one. Just because there's still a decent southeast swell and this wind is getting kind of light. Although we still have decent breeze. But again, as I say, it's belt and suspenders. As you can see on the west side, it's there's hardly any breaking, but if you look further down the breakwall, you can see those swells breaking. But here it's nice and calm. And the danger I want to avoid is getting just in the entrance or a little ways seaward of the breakwall and then having the wind die on me. And then you have this big swell that's pushing you up on a rocky breakwall. So this way I can sail out where it's calm and I have wind, and so I can get a good offing, get plenty far away from the breakwall so that we won't be in any danger. We're near Newport. That's a Hinkley. That is, I don't know what that is, a Southwester 42? Yep, called it, Southwester 42. Hi everyone, happy Independence Day to all my American friends. It is the 4th of July 2021, and that's why I'm flying my ensign. I don't normally fly my ensign in home waters. American flags are expensive if you get the proper print and sewed ones, or if you get the proper sewed flags. Of course you can just get one of those cheapo printed flags, but well, it looks cheap. Just, you know, not becoming of a fine craft here. So we just weighed anchor this morning from Point Judith, and we're bound for either Tarpaulin Cove or Vineyard Haven. I want to try to get to Vineyard Haven. The main reason there is that there's a little stop and shop within walking distance of a dinghy dock, and Yeah, I'm really getting low on fresh food, so I'd like to get to that. Vineyard Haven, as long as the wind is not out of the northeast, which is where it's out of now, it's a reasonably good anchorage outside of the breakwall. Inside the breakwall is all the handiwork of the Canon and Benjamin yard, which is a wooden boat. Which is a wooden boat yard, famous wooden boat yard. And so in the inner breakwall there's just all these beautiful wooden boats. And so I look forward to that, some eye candy there. So, well, I guess this was bound to happen eventually, but not how I thought. Wanted to get some drone footage of going down Vineyard Sound, and all was going swimmingly. And then suddenly the thing started beeping critically low voltage, and the battery was about at 70%. So I think it must have been a battery failure. And anyway, my drone just fell out of the sky and is now at the bottom, or on its way to the bottom of Vineyard Sound. So I lost my drone. So on the purchase list is a new drone. Well, maybe it's time to upgrade to the professional. It served me well, that's for sure. I've gotten a lot of drone footage out of that, so I can't complain. So we lick our wounds and gotta buy a new drone. What a bummer.